we done broke down all the gates. So we done let the real pricing out. Truth be told, Frank Lucas, he got the blue magic from the spot. He went over there. He ain't get it from somebody. He ain't get it from somebody in Atlanta or his hometown.
They had 10 people in the room, and they all had the same design on. You gonna know what brand is in that room.
It don't matter if there's 7 zeros. You don't feel no different because you're not chasing the zeros. You chasing everything else outside of it.
Alright, welcome back to the channel. For y'all who don't know, I'm Marlon Watts, co-owner and CEO of WRLDINVSN.
Hey, I'm Nicholas Clark, co-owner and designer of WRLDINVSN.
And y'all know what it is. It's the Activate Your Vision podcast. And we started this podcast because we didn't have, man, we wish we had videos like this. We wish we had this community that we building. If you haven't gotten that free Facebook group, go ahead and take the time right now. We go live every week inside of that Facebook group, giving even more exclusive access to what we got going. So if you haven't, checked that out already, go ahead and do that. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, run us up 80K. We moving fast, baby.
We moving fast.
So make sure you go ahead on and like this video, comment, let us know why you need those 100 free shirts. As soon as we get to 80K, we gonna.
I'll give you 100 shirts.
That's what I'm talking about.
There we go. Get him to 80,000 subscribers. I'm gonna ship out the 100 free shirts.
Hey, he gonna ship out. Hey,
so
shout out the Superline. All right, that Superline is giving us that 100 free T-shirts. All right, that's perfect. All right,
and we got Superline Eric here with us to just can follow up. I know y'all seen that last one we went to Superline, and like a lot of people probably didn't even know that existed.
Yeah.
And for the people that did, they was like, yeah, I always go to Superline. That's my boy. And then they had so many people like, dang, I never knew that existed in Atlanta. So just kind of just talk about. How was it? Did this YouTube bring you some, some sales, and then people come and actually say, I saw you on YouTube?
It did. I think one of the main ones was this guy, Dwayne. He runs a nonprofit. So I was like, oh, that's what's up. Like he has all these kids that he's trying to help graduate the program. So I was trying to I sent him some free product, trying to help him out. And then obviously it's hard to tell. Cause it's a halo effect from TikTok, Instagram, all this stuff. It's hard to know where it comes from, but that's probably the one dude where I'm like, he's like, I saw you on that podcast. So that's the one place I was like, that's dope, bro.
That's what's up. Really, let's reintroduce them to even how you got started. So in that last video that we made, we probably talked about that before. But for those of them that's that's just watching this video that may be new, may never seen that video. Yeah, tell them a little bit more about yourself and how you got started.
So long story short, bro, I used to sell weed. Got in trouble. Was on house arrest. Didn't have nothing to do. Literally all my friends graduated college. They'd becoming consultants and making $80,000, $100,000 a year. I felt mad left behind. So my dad was like, why don't you come work for me? And he was selling the bootleg shirts, the Only God Can Judge Me, the bootleg 23 shirts. He was selling that type of stuff. So I worked at the warehouse making $10 an hour. I was like, this ain't it. So then I literally went on YouTube and found whatever I could have. They don't have nothing like this now, or back then. But I found whatever videos I could find. Signed up for whatever classes, went to trade shows, and then I just started learning step by step. And the first thing I did is I just started printing on shirts. So I had a terrible brand. I used to knock off Sherrod, God is dope. All this shit. I used to have God, Just God. I made Just Trap. So it's that's how I started. And then when I would go to sleep at night, I'm like, bro, this is whack. I don't want to be known for this. This is not what I want to be known for. So from there, I transitioned into let me give all my knowledge and let me start selling blanks. So then that's when I started growing Superline, the Instagram, and what it is today is we just focus on blanks that Alpha Broder, Sam Mar, Jeff, Susan, John, Alpha Broder. They not listening to Baby. They don't know what Baby wearing. They not on the new trainers, LV trainers, so they don't know. So I was like, let me go bridge that gap and let me connect the streets, this culture to affordable blanks to where now my customers can buy the blank, put their 2 little branding on it, and go mark it up.
Yep.
Perfect. So those of y'all that don't know, Superline, it have every blank that you can imagine, especially for the new day and age. Yes, the new day and age that we in now. So you want them heavyweight blanks, you want them heavyweight hoodies, you want you some track suits. They got what you need. All right. So sometimes those other sites that we go on, like SS Active or Alpha Broder, they don't have that new fashion because they having that merchandise for years and years and years. They're not able to break those trends and come out with new stuff.
And they don't want to.
Yeah.
Right? They making millions of dollars selling toilet paper, the same toilet paper, the same black t-shirt, the same gilded G500. They've been selling that for how many years?
Mm-hmm.
They don't gotta switch it up. You know what I'm saying? So that's their lane, and then this is kind of like the lane that I'm trying to like pierce.
So I kind of just speaking into it because a lot of people, they let their print shop order the stuff for them. So kind of talk about what is like a wholesaler and how do how working with you or getting an account with a brand like a Superline, how does that actually help the brand owner?
Okay, so before like the internet and you guys and all of this stuff, right? How the businesses work is Alphabet are gonna sign a deal with all the printers. So they taking care of the printers, right? So the printers get the lowest price. They get a G500 for $1.50. Then they mark it up to the brands for $2 and then put their the print costs on it. Now, because of the internet, we done broke down all the gates. So we done let the real pricing out. So now even Alphabet, I wouldn't even be surprised if those guys are running Jiffy shirts and these other consumer-facing brands with no tax IDs and no licenses but they're not gonna say it. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's them or a partner with them, right? So if you're the brand, you could get smarter now. Instead of going to the print shops and paying the extra 50 cents to $1, you can just go straight to the distributor, negotiate a fatter load, get a lower price, get them the lowest price, then take that merchandise and take it to the printer. Only thing about that is the printers aren't gonna like it. So then that's when you gotta maintain that relationship with the printer. You gotta get them volume. You gotta pay on time. You gotta know exactly, like when you cook up your designs, you know exactly how wide, how long, what colors, Pantone colors, hex color, all the files. They want that. You got to be decisive, and you got to be a good customer to the printers, because now the printers, they're not being able to make that extra $1 or $2 off you. So for them to want to work with you, they got to make money somewhere else.
Question. So for these companies that we talking about too, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna need like a wholesale license. Do anybody, if they want to shop with you and get blanks from you, do they need that?
No. So a lot of the reason why I do what I do is when I was 22, fresh out of jail, I used to walk these trade shows, talk to these companies. I asked them questions, nothing. I try to get somewhere, nothing. No help. It was so much of like we on this side, you stay on that side. You're not coming over here. So when I peep game and I learned how they was doing everything, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just break everything down. Like my biggest thing is like, I got a kid that come in, he work at QT. 6 months down the road, he's like, I don't work there no more. I buy this shit, I flip it, I print on it, I flip it, I make money. And that's kind of what I do is like, I want to break down all the gatekeeping and all that so that way my customers can go in and reap off that. So for me to be like, yo, you need this, this, and this, I'm no different than Alphabet or that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
and I have a question because I see you actually producing Superline, blanks now from, it's not just like Alphabet, they're selling everybody else. So you have your own blanks. And a lot of people are looking to get in, we just started getting into cutting. So what is like the sampling process on that, and what does that look like for you guys? And what type of advice can you give to, a viewer that's looking to really, they're like, all right, E, I want to get you, I cool with the t-shirts, but I want some cut and sew stuff for my brand. How can I do that?
All right. The first tip is if you don't go to the source, if you don't go overseas, in the long term, you're not going to win. So if you always print on blanks, like, yes, it's better for my business to tell you to print on blanks, but the truth be told, Frank Lucas, he got the blue magic from the spot. He went over there. The source. He ain't get it from somebody. He ain't get it from somebody in Atlanta or his hometown. He flew up. So eventually you got to get there. The second thing is make sure you're ready to get there. Make sure your products is good enough. Your brand is hot enough, because the last thing you want to do is put up 20 bands, 10 bands. Shit ain't moving. That's the last thing you want to do. Third thing is it's not that difficult, right? When I was selling weed, you had to know somebody to get the packs here. You had to know somebody to know how to ship it here. With the internet, it's all free. Like it's like they got, even in the weed game now, they got distros. So all you gotta do is go on WeChat and then you just cash out somebody money. They're gonna ship it to your house. So everything's like open now. So whatever you thinking in your mind of like, oh, this is so difficult, I can't do what they do. That's the first step, is like break that down. It's not that difficult. Number 2, the best way to do it is just go buy product you like. I like these jeans, you like them shoes, go buy you a pair. Wear it, take your photo shoots, then go send that to the factory. If you want to go find the factories, the best way is trade shows. Because you can go on Alibaba, you can go on all these things, but at the end of the day, it's like meeting a girl on Tinder, right?
Yep.
When you meet her in real life, it's way different than just chatting on Tinder. It's the same
Woo,
thing.
yeah, you driving gems.
You going on Alibaba, you meet in the factory through Tinder. There's no real connection. But if I meet you in person, I shake your hand, I look you in your eye, I buy you a drink, now you know me. Hey, bro, I'm E from Superline. Like, remember me, bro. When you go back to China, when you go back to Pakistan, remember me, dog. Like, I shook your hand. It's the same thing. So, going to these trade shows, they got them in Vegas.
Agenda, Magic.
The best one is whenever they do Magic in Vegas, they have one called Sourcing. So, that's the one really when you want to go to. That's where all the Ling Lings and the Jabbar bars come out to. Now, I'm not trying to be racist, but that's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? That's where they come out to.
Hey man, this man giving it all, and I like how you not afraid to just tell it how it is. Because at the end of the day, like you saying, you know, it's only so far you could get with just printing on blanks. It's the same thing though with us, and you know, it's different. It's different compartments of the business because we still haven't stopped printing on blanks. Honestly, just because of the speed, because of how accessible it is, and how affordable it is too. So like, you know, we was just talking about, you know, getting shorts from you. You know, we still getting shorts made overseas, but that's not stopping us from getting shorts made here too. Because we want that product coming in from all angles, especially if you're trying to grow. You don't really want to rely on one source anyway. So we want to have our supply chain open enough to where, you know, all right, yeah, I want 1,000 mesh shorts right now, but you know, I don't want to wait 4 to 6 weeks. So I want to have relationships like this so I can be like, all right, E, you got 1,000 shorts over there? Go ahead and ship that to me this week. You get what I'm saying? So for those of y'all that's watching this, make sure that you know, build those relationships out with everybody, with all of those individuals, because at the end of the day, like, you can't make money if you don't have product.
Facts.
Like,
and like you said, you gotta have both. You know what I'm saying? Because if you start selling weed, then you're gonna start selling shoes. You're gonna start selling the other stuff. You know what I mean? So getting it from overseas, that's gonna be your highest profit margin. That's gonna be your differential. Like when y'all had the stack leggings, nobody got that blank. So you could charge 2x, 3x, 4x because
it's custom.
Nobody got that.
It's fully,
right?
It's fully custom.
But the blanks, like a t-shirt, even the mesh shorts, you gonna hit them with the $19.99. You know what I'm saying? You want to get product from all different angles, and anything that come overseas, get your margin and make sure you creating something that no one else got. Anything you get in the States, everybody gonna get access to these Superline mesh shorts. So flood the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, not that we get to
talk about flooding the streets, because like that man, we say it all the time. Like if you got it, you can almost give it out, because your brand. If nobody not seeing people with your brand on, it's gonna be hard for them to be like, oh, okay, when I see this ad on Facebook, like I'm about to convert, because you know I never even seen this before. But if you go, we talk about this all the time. If they had 10 people in the room and they all had the same design on, you gonna know what brand is in that room. And probably when you leave out that room, they're gonna be like, damn, everybody had the same shirt on. We're like a team in there. But if everybody had on, it could be the same brand, but everybody have on a different design. 9 times out of 10, I may not have seen that last design that they came out with. And so it makes your brand look different. And it doesn't like automatically catch. So when we in there, we not gonna be like, oh, everybody had on the same brand. And so while we saying that, when you're first getting started, is because you're trying to steal market share. So you right now, you're trying to get people to know who you are. So it's better for people to be wearing the same thing, because it's going to be easily recognizable than if you have, you know, 100 shirts of this one design, 50 shirts of this one design, 50 shirts here, 100 shirts here. What I'm saying is go get 1,000 shirts of the one design, put it out, and now everybody's seeing that one design, and now they know your brand when they see it. And off of that, you really building data. So we realize is that you could be selling yourself short if you keep releasing all your new designs, because actually you don't have the audience to truly make the money that you want to make from that design. So you do better like pushing one design and trying to capture that data, get that email and text, so that way when you do have your follow-up single, you know, you have people to push it to. Instead of pushing it to, if you still selling mom, pop, your friends, like, that's not a business.
It's still small. It's a hobby.
It's a hobby.
It's a hobby.
That's a hobby.
And I think the number one thing that you guys need to take away is what you guys and Ross said. If you can't sell 1,000 of your shirts at cost, go back to the drawing board. And it's okay. It's okay. Like me personally, I come up with shitty designs every day. I come up with shitty memes every day. But the faster you are able to swallow that pill, is the faster you can move on to what y'all got going on.
You get better.
Right? You get better. And that's what I feel like a lot of creative people, when they start out, they get stuck on that. And they have a hard time swallowing that pill. But at the end of the day, it's like, bro, the market gonna tell you whether it bangs or don't.
Yep.
And that's a good way to see it, you know?
I got something for us. Just now that you mentioned that, just can you take us back to when you got your first sale? Like how, like I know blanks is something that is not as accessible as we think, as far as like, there's no local blank shop like that. So you put one of them in the city, it's gonna go crazy. Yeah. But how did you get people to at least know that you was there so then they could start going crazy?
Honestly, marketing. And like people like see us now, like we got 190,000 followers. We got some videos with like 1 million plus views, right? But you gotta remember, 3 years ago, it was two Asian dudes, me and my boy Andy. 2 Asian dudes in a shitty warehouse in Oak Cliff with the iPhone with 0 followers. So it's like, you just gotta put it out, man. A lot of these people too, y'all so worried about, oh, my time, my feed gotta look a certain way. Oh man, bro, put it out. If you scroll down to our Instagram and you look at the very like beginning post, it's cringe. Like if I looked at it, I wouldn't even want to watch it. That's how cringe it is. But it's like just the repetition of putting out content every day is what's gonna get you better. Like at the end of the day, if you shoot a jump shot, every day you shoot a jump shot, when you start, you're gonna miss a lot of them. But towards the end of the month, if you're shooting every day consistently 5 hours a day, dude, day 30, there's no way you're not shooting like Steph. Yep. There's no way. And you could be, bro, even the dude with the one arm. Yeah. Like, what's your excuse?
What's your excuse? It's like the dudes we were talking about LA Fitness. Yeah. They got the dude at LA Fitness. You like, I know he not better than me. I don't know how he keep making all these shots, but he there all day. He there every day.
And that's my story too. It's like, bro, I'm not smart. I didn't go to college. I'm a convicted felon. But it's like, bro, the thing is, ask Vivek, ask anybody. I'm up before everybody, and I'm waking up before everybody. My hours of how much I put into this, 6-7 days a week, I'm smoking everybody, bro. I put my life on it. Like, and that's what a lot of you guys don't, everybody want to see the growth and all this. Bro, all of that, if you chasing that, you playing the game for the wrong reason. Because the people who's winning, they not focused on that. They focus on, I love this, dog. Like, more than the money, what gets me crazy is like, somebody I don't know wearing my shit. Or like, you know, if you get the mesh shorts from me and then I see somebody with the WRLDINVSN mesh short, that shit get me going crazy. Because I'm like, bro, like I put that into the world and like you see value in my blank and then that person see value in your product to wear it. So it's like, man, I created this and it's like they see it as something valuable. Like what I'm doing is impacting the world. That's why I play the game. And everybody I've met that's like a millionaire plus, they ain't in it for the shoes and the money and the clothes and the clout. And if they are, it's like that shit ends quick. It's not, you're not gonna last.
That's what's up.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, bro, it really don't even be feeling like I'm working. Like the way that I enjoy just doing what we do, bro. It's just, and I love talking about it. Like it's like when we first got here, I ran upstairs to show you some blanks I'm working on. You get what I mean? It's just like when you appreciate the grind and you just appreciate, you know, your craft. Like, you gonna be able to explode in your industry. I feel like a lot of people start a clothing brand because they want to make money. But, like, you have to be able to enjoy the process. And what my dog said on Pay It Full, like, man, you got, I love the game. I love the hustle.
And look, y'all got the success, right? Y'all done, the shoes are different now. The whips is different now, right? But it don't feel different, right? Realistically, like, when you was in your dorm room with 12 shirts, that feeling... It don't feel no different when you got a Tesla in the driveway and you got $1,500 shoes. It don't feel no different. You still chasing that feeling of like, bro, I got 12 shirts. I'm trying to fucking make $250 today, right? Yes, but now there's a couple more zeros, but it don't matter if there's 7 zeros. You don't feel no different because you're not chasing the zeros. You chasing everything else outside of that. You know what I'm saying?
We always talk about that, bro. We always talk about what's next, what else. Like if you ain't happy now, like I don't really see what, like if I give you more stuff, that's gonna make you happy. I don't think that's gonna make you.
You gotta be every color of that shoe.
Yeah, you gotta be happy within.
It ain't gonna change your life at all, bro.
At all.
It ain't.
So I have a question because you talked about content and just like, because your content is very transparent. So what type of content should they be posting? How should they be posting this content? And how can these people that's watching this make a big impact online.
Yeah. So with content, I'll say this. I'm only good at the content that I put out. Okay. So what's worked for me might not work for you. Okay. But the one thing that's tried and true is consistency. If you consistent, I know dudes that they know how to put it on, bro. Like I be looking at them, be like, bro, you my MCM, dog. Like no homo, like you put it on every day. But like he not gonna go on a vlog and be like talking about his failures and stuff, right? His content is the fits every day, but he do it every day. Every day. It ain't no gap on the feed. It's every week he putting it on, right? Somebody like me, I play into the role of failing. I make fun of myself. I play into these memes. So like that's my content is transparency and just like trying to connect with you, like being genuine. But I put it on every day. So I would say more than anything, like you gonna find out what works for you by putting it out every day. But I would just go and put it out. And don't worry about the likes. Don't worry about the followers because this is what you're going to do. You're going to shoot, every day you're going to shoot 30 shots, right? Some of them going to go in and some of them not. If you a smart person, all you got to do is, why did this one go in? Okay, this one working for me now. I was like my boy Sleazy. I try to put it on, the Balenciaga. My wife is like, what are you doing? Like, you look stupid right now, right? And then that's when I had to like swallow that pill. Like, bro, it don't matter. I'm never gonna be this dude. I'm never gonna be this fly. Cool. Let me go figure out what I'm gonna be good at. And then I just kept doubling down on that. So
I like that. I seen one piece of content that you did. I didn't watch the rest. It was like a challenge that you was doing. Or
the road to 40K.
You were trying to flip. Where you at with that in the process? And what was your thoughts behind creating that content?
So this is another thing you could do is cross reference. So like let's say I saw that from a jeweler, Moses the jeweler, right? He doing road to 100K. He was going crazy on YouTube, and he was taking like 2 bands and flipping it to 100. But he sell jewelry. So I'm like, shit. Let me do it with clothes. So a lot of the times the things that works for content and even design inspiration or anything creative is pull references from things that aren't in your field, right? Like if you a Christian brand, you know why God is Dope worked? It's a Christian brand, but it's had the word dope in it. He pulls street, hood, dope. Dope is a drug, right? He pulled that and cross-referenced it with Jesus. Boom. Ain't nobody seen that before. So whether you're doing the content, designs, whatever, pull stuff from other places that's never been remixed, and it's like it's new again. You're never gonna make nothing ever. You're never gonna make something like completely original.
We just said that.
It's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Like if you do, then Jesus.
It's innovated off of the new creation came from the old creation.
Exactly.
So sort of say like we was using
you
YouTube.
Build on top of it.
Yeah, like YouTube wouldn't be around if they didn't have the internet.
Correct.
So like the internet came, and so YouTube was able to innovate off of
every
internet.
Website. Everything just stacks on top of each other. This is YouTube Shorts, and everything you just keep getting innovative off the original thing that was created. So it's never gonna be nothing
completely
new, and that's why people be doing stuff and they be like, I want to have a brand that the collar peels off, and I can put it back on. That's why it's not working, because like nobody don't want that. You get what I'm trying to say? Like go what's already working and just innovate that. Like it don't have to be something that's outside the box. Just it may be the name. Yeah, like you just said, it may be something simple.
And usually, like when you first. Sometimes it's not the best because it's not that proven. As in, like, what we seeing now has already been around. It was Vine. Yeah, like Vine had short video form.
Sometimes you don't want to be the first. Because if you Vine,
you ain't here no more.
You're not here no more,
But if you TikTok and you Instagram,
you third, fourth, you saw what happened to it, and now you was able to kind of see. So that is crazy, man. Hey, man, make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, run us up. If you get in game right now, let us know why y'all need those 100 free shirts from Superline.
Hey, y'all heard it from right here live.
Make sure we get that right.
It's all video, so I can't get
out of this one.
Can't get out of this one. Hey, all right, look, before we hopped on the camera, though, I was like, hey, man, I see you coming with the black GD weeds every time. Hey, you say you got a story for us. Let's talk about it.
So I just got back from LA with my filmer Vivek, right? And I got a friend out there. He doing like 300 M's a month. I can't tell you, like, those types of people, they don't even have social media, but he doing that type of number, right? So I go to his office, and it's the Forever 21 old office, right? We walk into the thing. I ain't seen him in a while. What's up, bro? How you been? He come out with black Air Forces. I'm like, but he not from where I'm from, so I was like, hey, bro, you on black Air Force energy? Like, that's what you on? He goes, that's what they call it, and just walked in. He's like, that's what they call it, and just walked in. And then the stuff that he was telling me, I was like, oh shit, like, this guy's thinking on a whole nother level, right? Because when we're in a smaller town like Atlanta, Louisiana, New Orleans, it's like, you guys are still, we big fish in a small pond, right? Like, you walk out with what you got on, people be like, man, I'm trying to be like you. I'm trying to do what you do. But when you go to somewhere like LA or New York, you realize, like, damn, I ain't doing shit. Like, and I'm not trying to say that in a way that's disrespectful, but it's just like, that's just the reality of the world. It's like, the numbers you doing, the numbers I'm doing, it ain't shit. Like, World Envision, y'all got this many followers, but it's like, are you in Zoomies? Are you in PacSun? Are you in every store across the world? You know what I'm saying? Are you even in all the stores in the U.S.? Then take it to the next level. Are you in every store internationally? Right? So when he was talking to me, he was like, bro, you got one store in Atlanta. You're doing a good amount, right? We're doing about 20,000 a day. Cool. But he's like, you just in Atlanta, bro. That's it. You only dominate the Southeast. He's like, why don't you go copy and paste that store in a different state? So then that's when it got me thinking, like, oh shit, you know what? Like, that's why for the next year, I'm like trying to like build the systems and processes to where I could go copy and paste this in another town, in another city. Because if I'm doing 20,000 a day here, well shit, if I open up here, I'll do another 20. Then I'll do another 20. And that's how you get to 300 million a month. So when I came back, I took all my white Air Forces, I threw them in the trash, and I bought these. The whole week I've been wearing these, and all my managers at my shop, throw away your white Air Forces, bro. Look, he wearing black Air Forces too. I mean, they're not black. I mean, they the nice ones, but you know, he wearing black Air Forces. So it's like, it was just, for me, it was a symbolic representation of like, oh, like,
we're going up,
and it's like, it's not enough. Like, because at the end of the day, like what we said, if we playing for the game, I got comfortable, dog. I'm being real. Like, shit, I'm doing numbers. I'm about to get married. Like, my parents is good. I was chilling, bro. I was like, bro, I'm on top of the world. My Instagram going crazy. And then when I had the meeting with him, I was like, oh my God, like, I'm just thinking too small.
Yep.
And I think from like, if you listen to this, probably you from a small town.
Yep. If
you from LA, New York, you probably not watching this. Let's just be real, right? You thinking too small. That's my thing. And the other thing about it is like, Walmart started by capitalizing on the small towns. I'm reading that book right now. You don't gotta move to LA and you ain't gotta move to New York to have a global presence. You could actually play the game the reverse, right? When I went to LA, I saw all the shops. They all disorganized. They don't have no barcode system. They don't have what I have because they don't have the space. So I was like, oh, you know what? If I can go and capture the magic of LA and New York and all the fashion and the imagery, but I could run it over here, I got way more space. Rent's cheaper. Employees, everything's cheaper out here.
Less competitors.
So it's like, being from a small town is actually an advantage if you look at it that way. Like the dude with the one arm, right? When you hooping, if you pull up to Lifetime, you don't know who he is, you thinking, bro, I'm gonna smoke this fool. He got one arm, right? You thinking it's a disadvantage. When I go to them LA distributors, they looking at me like, you a country moron, bro. Like, you from the country, right? I say it in, I tell my parents in Korean, Shigor Mungchigi. It translates as country idiot, right? They sitting across from me like, the man don't know nothing. He from the country. All he got is Atlanta, right? But just like that dude with the one arm, that's an advantage because now they sleeping. Now they don't know, like, hey, actually I could shoot, I could rebound, and you looking at me like I'm one arm, but I'm looking at like this shit is a fucking superpower, bro. Like this shit, I'm gonna do more with one arm than you will with four arms.
It's crazy because I just had said that. You see how Art of War, all right? So the book Art of War, it said when you near, you gotta appear far away. When you far away, you appear near. So like just like what you was just saying, that one arm, he really appearing as he far away, like he can't defeat you, but really and truly in his head, you already defeated.
Wait, say that again. Say it slower. When you
so it's like when you are near your enemy. So it's Art of War. It's giving you strategies on how you could basically defeat somebody in war. And if you near your enemy, like if you about to defeat him, you're not gonna let him know that you near. You're gonna appear as you far, like as if you're not as close as what he think. But if you far away, you're gonna appear near. So when people be acting like let's just say we playing ball, like, oh, I got him. But really and truly, I'm just trying to like lessen his confidence. I really don't have him in my head, but I'm trying to appear as if I do, so I can defeat him. So the same thing what you just said, that one arm, like it's almost as if like you looking at him and you like, oh, I got him, but in his head he got you, and he like, I just got one arm, bro. I'm not really like that. But when you start balling with him,
he like that.
He gonna tell you up. So it's like that's really I just had told him about just the game of war and like chess, love playing chess. Like you can't reveal your hand. Like sometimes you got to sit in that room and act like I'm the idiot. I'm gonna act like cool. I'm act like the idiot, but really and truly, like in my head, I'm running numbers, I'm running plans, I'm learning from what you're saying, and I'm gonna put in the work after this.
And sometimes you see people true colors like that, because I see, like, I wear a lot of jackets, and you know, I got tattoos everywhere. So when I walk in, people, they automatically assume I'm an athlete, or they automatically assume I sell drugs. Like, that's just what it is. And it's just like because of how, you know, we are dressed and everything. Talk. So like talk. So they never really take me as like I got a business. So when I just be going places, a lot of people really don't, you know, I get to like see who they are. So you do have those people that that'll probably be like, this guy probably is, let me just holler at him. And so we get to talking, and then they realize like, dang, you know, like, dang, you got this brand, you got all this stuff, you know, start telling me, you know, I had 50 employees, you know, we went from 0 to 15 million in 4 years. Like, so we didn't, like, at a young age, you know, so we experienced a lot at a young age, like where, you know, they got 40-year-olds that haven't managed 50 people or don't have the responsibilities that we have. It's not that they haven't done the things that we've done. It's just a different type of responsibility that you have when you're running a business and an operation, and you got people that's dependent on what you're doing to make sure that their kids get fed. Yeah. Like, because we talking about our kids, but what about the processes that we got to put in place to make sure that other people's kids get fed?
Yeah.
And so that's just like a lot. And people don't, you know, just by looking at some people, they just don't fit those metrics.
But isn't that kind of like one of like when you walk in those rooms and somebody look at you like, oh, this man, he hoop or he sell weed, right? But it's like when you see that switch, how did that make you feel?
I'm gonna be honest, like that's the good feeling, like and that's what this was all about, like especially for me, like showing other athletes that there's other stuff after sports, because like athletes don't know what they want to do after sports. So figuring out what it is, because you only labeled as that athlete. Like even when you stop playing sports, if you built like an athlete, they still calling you an athlete.
When you play basketball, bro, I'm almost 40 years old. You still telling me this?
Yeah, so it's hard to like get out of that narrative on like how people like already perceive who you are. So now it's just like doing my best job of like, you know, when I was I'll tell you a real story. Boom. Athlete. I used to literally sit in the front of the
what'd
class.
You play? You played basketball or football?
Football.
Okay.
But I changed the narrative. Like I would sit at the front of the class. Like I was the first one, like making sure. I started wearing my shirt tucked in my pants because I wanted to present myself as professional. You know, a t-shirt like tucked, polos tucked. I used to wear a polo when we was in that grind phase. I wore a polo and chinos every day because that's what I didn't want. I didn't even want them, like I'm straight business. So I gave off that I was about my business, and now people could like, now they categorize me as an entrepreneur or business, and now you get away from that. So you have to like, you know, play the part. You know what I mean? Like if you want to own a brand, go ahead and get you a polo with your brand over there, so that way when you step out in these conferences or these different, you know, events or meetings or whatever it is, you represent it in a different way. And now people are already like putting that like, oh yeah, it's and not saying you have to change who you are, because we go all the time here, well, should I wear this to the meeting? Rock your brand.
Just rock whatever,
but all I'm saying is like, we realize that ain't nothing wrong with having, you know, just some nice just chino golf pants. Put on your polo. Put on your polo. Have your brand right there, and you pushing your product. And you just presenting yourself in a different way. Because when you go to Louis Vuitton, they got a full suit on. A lot of people want this luxury street brand, but you're not presenting the luxury.
Yeah, I think it's also interesting that like you changing the narrative for everyone else behind you and the culture behind you, right? Because for a tall black dude, again, what's the narrative? If he rich, he's selling weed, or he is sport, or he an athlete. But for you to not be doing that, it's like, okay, cool. For every other tall black dude behind you, you ain't got to do these two other things. You could go do this. So I think it's cool to play the part. Like sometimes I play the part too. Like when I go to certain meetings, like it's a different. My hair is different, right? Yeah. But what's gonna make you stand out is all the other shit. Be punctual. You said at 2:00 today. I was here at 1:45, right? Pay on time. Like all the other shit that make you guys run a good business. That is a principle of life. That's going to make you a good person, a good businessman. And it don't matter if you got tattoos. It don't matter if you got face tattoos. It don't matter if you wearing sweatpants or a $2 t-shirt. Them principles is what I look for, right? My friend who doing 300 million, tatted up. That boy never wears suit. I don't think we went to a bar, when I first met him, we went to a bar in Atlanta, right? They made us wear blazers. He put up in a Sprinter, right? Like rented the Sprinter, everything. We made us put a blazer. He's like, what is this? He tried to get the guy $400. Like, hey, bro, I ain't wearing no blazer. Like, I'm not no square bear. Right? So it's like, but then it's like, yeah, he tatted up and he doing that. But at the end of the day, like, he stand on his principle. He pay on time. He take care of his employees. He run a business. He bring value, right? Because at the end of the day, if somebody buying your shirt for $30, they finding $30 worth of value, right? They're not out here scamming. They're not out here finessing. They're not out here doing illegit. Y'all doing everything by the book. So it's like, more than the looks, it's like, bro, peel a layer back and stand on your principles, bro. Because that's going to take you way further. Listen, Jim, Susan, Karen, all them at Alpha Butter, when you pay your bills on time, they don't give a fuck what you wear, bro. My sales rep at Alpha Butter, he don't care what I wear. He don't care what I say. He don't care how I speak. You know why? Of course. I pay on time. I do good business.
All money green.
And yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like play the part when you got to, but at the same time, it's like, just be good on the principles, because what makes you a good businessman and makes you like an honest businessman, in the long run, you're going to win and you're going to stand the test of time. So it's like, that's it, bro. Like, and that's why for me, like doing this is like, I love this, because for every Asian kid that used to sell weed, it's like, hey dog, look at me, bro. You ain't got to be no nerd. You ain't got to be fucking a consultant. You ain't got to be crunching numbers and doing textbooks and math. And like you could talk like this and you could do what I do and make money. For every black dude out there that didn't make it to the league and doesn't want to sell weed, hey dog, you could do this too. And you could be, if not more successful than these guys.
And business allow you at multiple avenues, because think about it. Like we both in the apparel industry, but we do the two different things. Like, so it's so, when you get to business, it's so much, we said, like your phone that you're watching this video on is a business. The service that you're using is a business. The apps that's on that phone is a business. When you go to the grocery store, that's a business. The car you got is a business. Everything around you is a business.
I mean, even with clothes, it's like everybody watching this, y'all ain't all gotta be clothing brands. If there's 15,000 people watching this, reality is 2% of y'all, 1% of y'all gonna be a successful clothing brand. What does that mean for the 99% of y'all? Y'all gonna be duds? No. You could do a screen print shop. You could sell vinyl.
Embroidery.
You could embroider. You could be a photographer. You could be a marketer. You could be, there's so many channels in this lane. Like, bro, if I didn't swallow the pill of being a shitty designer and a shitty like clothing brand owner, I wouldn't be selling blanks. And whatever I'm selling blanks, 100x whatever I would have done selling my shitty Just Trap shirts that I knocked off Sherrod. I'm being honest, but it's like,
hey, you going crazy.
But you gotta be able to swallow that, bro.
Thanks,
like
bro.
that's the thing
that.
Is like you gotta kill your ego and be like, Raw was in the store the other day and we was laughing about it. At the time, it wasn't funny.
Yeah, at the time it was.
It's funny now though, right? But it's like sometimes you just gotta know your role and you gotta play it. It ain't always about being the dude with the craziest brand and all the likes, bro. You could sell vinyl and make $1 million and nobody know who you are. Straight. Crazy, your family's straight.
Millions.
$1 million. Hey, y'all heard this?
$1 million a month.
This is $1 million conversations on the Activate Your Vision podcast.
It's black G Night energy. No, I
got
black
G Night energy.
You gotta throw away all your Air Forces.
Air Force. Get your black G Nights.
We're only rocking black Air Forces now. That's it.
Hey, I'm gonna copy me something. I'm gonna tag you on the story. Black G Night. This is how we coming.
And y'all know what it is. Marlon Watts, co-owner and CEO of WRLDINVSN. And we out.
We out, baby.